So how are you?
I'm good, good. Very, very busy with all kinds of stuff.
How is the football season?
It's good. It's good. We're not doing as well as I would hope at the high school level, but I'm coaching both of my son's JV and varsity teams, and
Mm.
we're doing much better than expected. So most of my effort in this off season has gone towards that, the youth program and kind of fixing the youth program. So it's been interesting. I'm used to working with 17, 18-year olds, and now I'm
Yeah.
working with 10 and 11-year olds. So
Which one is more fun?
you know what? It's both more frustrating and more fun to work with the young guys. What's cool about working with the young guys is they're not jaded. Like they're just learning the very basics, and it can be frustrating. I have to dumb down all my terminology and all my expectations. But in one practice or in one week, you can totally change the team. So we've done that. We started the season varsity at 0-2. We lost our first two games. And now we're 3-2. We're on a winning streak. And I feel very confident if we play those two teams again, that it would be a different outcome. So it's
Uh,
it's yeah, and the kids are so moldable at this age, like just teaching general toughness,
mhm.
watching them turn a corner it's cool.
So this is a learning experience for you.
Yes, yes. And
Yeah.
it tries my patience at times. I'm used to being able to coach the older kids much harder with expectations and the way we
You
treat
you
them.
need to be more careful, right? With the little
Yes.
kids.
Yeah, when we correct older kids, they can take colorful vocabulary, if you know what I mean. They can take, a little bit more, hill running and like, physical punishment. With the
Mm.
kids, they're still learning what they can tolerate. But
Yeah.
it's cool because it's cool just, seeing my son interact and being a part of it. I didn't want to coach him. I told
Hmm.
my wife I'd never coach him because I didn't want to mess up our relationship. But ultimately, he asked me to. And I said, like, are you okay? I'm going to be a little different as a coach than I am as a dad. And he's like,
Hmm.
absolutely. I want you involved as long as I can. So it's been really good, and it's actually brought us even closer. So I'm blessed.
That's good. That's good. I'm happy for you. And how about arm wrestling training?
Well, here's the tricky part. Like this is normally my off season, so like obviously I don't have matches. I forced some in there in the past, like at the beginning of the season and at the end. But this one, you know, I have games Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and I have practice like Sunday or Monday through Thursday. So it
Mhm.
never stops. It's every day on top of my full time job. So my sleep is a little bit less, but I've sacrificed some of that sleep to try and stay up on the arm wrestling specific training.
Yeah, you don't want to start from zero whenever your football season finished. Because you just want to be there to
Yeah,
go
I'm
there. You
I'm
don't want
in
to go there and try to go there again. Yeah.
yeah I'm in
Yeah.
what we would call maintenance phase.
Yeah. But this
Maintenance.
this is this is your choice about your
Yes.
life, and I'm sure you like all of them.
Yes.
Football, your job, arm wrestling, family, everything. That's the life that you choose, and
Yeah.
I'm sure that you don't complain.
No, no. I mean, only to my wife.
Yeah.
But no, it's football is my first passion. It's probably the only thing that in my entire life that I can speak with pure confidence about as far as my experience level. So it's
Mhm.
when you're as close to an expert at something, it's hard to kind of let it go. And
Yes.
right now, I'm seeing it as for the next 4 years, 4 or 5 years, I'm going to dedicate my football related efforts to my son's program. Just
Mm.
because to me that's I'm going to have to step away next year from the expectations of the high school. So I'll
Mm.
still do some strength program stuff, but I have to because it's for my son. I have to focus my energy on it.
Mm. I understand. You can't do both at the same time. It's
Yeah.
impossible. Yeah.
So how are you?
I I mean, I started to train, and then like I quit again, try to motivate. Like last 4 years, I'm not really training, and every time I started, maybe you remember I was getting ready for Samusha, and then I hit my
Yeah.
head, and then last year I started, then now the how do you call that, appendicitis, the surgery, and then
Yeah.
all that drama and everything. But right now I'm training. I'm training, and
Good.
interestingly, like joints are responding good. Like I can. I mean, like last 1 year, every time I try to motivate myself, go downstairs. I sit down. Like I made a gym downstairs basement,
Nice.
and so that I wouldn't have excuse of being lazy to go to gym somewhere. You understand? But now
Yeah.
from here, just one floor down, and then I go sit down. I look at the weights look at me, and I'm like, I don't want. I come up. And
Yeah.
now I just can't wait for the next training. I barely stop myself to not to like overtrain. You understand? I'm
Yeah.
like hey, hang it. You need to
Right.
rest. You need to wait. I'm like, oh, how am I gonna wait? You understand? Last week, like last 1 week, I had been watching. I was there for the junior competition, but they
Hmm.
go up longer, like 13 days. So I just didn't want to stay there that long. It's like half of a month. And so I was there for the registration and all the weigh-ins and the junior competition left and right. And then I came back home, and then but the rest of the event I watched on YouTube.
Hmm.
It was a great event. I don't know if you had a chance to watch any of them, but it was beautiful. And Adam Morzinski took second, in 85
Yes.
kilo. Yeah,
I saw
he,
that.
he, he
Super
was
happy for him.
up. Yeah, he was strong. And so now, as I said, I watched it. Just while watching, there are times that I just quit watching and went down and trained, because when you are watching, you are more like.
Yeah.
So that is still in the blood. That's still in the blood, but I don't
Good.
know if I don't know, Paul. Like one side of me says that you can do it, and the one side of me says that you are deceiving yourself. Like you were 46 when you start East versus West organizing and then quit training. Now, when I will pull Arthur, if God will, I will be 51 years old. So,
Yeah.
and I'm like, you are like almost 5 years older now, 4.5 years older, and you didn't train. You lost so much muscle size, everything, and then Arthur is just becoming stronger, stronger, stronger. He beats Prokopchuk, he beats Mindaugas. He's doing very good. And then I'm just, I don't know. Somehow I have nonsense confidence, but I don't know if it is because I miss it and I just can't wait. Or maybe I miscalculate you. And then we
Yeah.
have a saying that someone who didn't get punched, on face would think that his hand is a rock or something. Maybe because I have been away from the competition, I am maybe just because I'm feeling better than last year. I maybe I feel maybe overconfident, and which is bad. But I kind of believe I will beat him. I don't know what's wrong with me, but I don't know.
No, it's good. It's good. And
Yeah.
the insecurities and the doubts of not knowing should provide motivation, and that motivation, if acted upon, should provide confidence. So yeah, it's interesting, man. And I feel like if sometimes you need something to train for, you need your feet to the fire, you need that healthy little doubt or fear of
Hmm.
failure to keep you going. I feel like having those goals consistently there are important just for life and in general. So is your son training now?
I mean, he sometimes train, sometimes quit, sometimes train again. I don't know. I don't know. Like I forced him to train when he was
Uh,
little, like till the COVID. And then
yeah,
like I was thinking that whenever he becomes like a teenager, maybe he will want to do it. So let me push him to have a base whenever if he starts to decide, like understand. And then it happened like that. And then after the COVID, then he started, like every time he comes home, he's like, oh, today I beat these guys, this guy, like 20 matches left arm, 30 matches right arm. Every day I was like, what happened to you? You know, you just didn't like, like me to force you to train. And now I said, you can do whatever you want. Now, every day you come in and telling me, just you want to, arm wrestle. And now what happened? And he said, because of coming all those East versus West events in Istanbul, he naturally became like a fan of the sports. And probably after I quit East versus West, probably he also lost some of his passion. That's what I'm guessing. I need to talk with him, but now he started to train again. But his left-handed, his wrist really strong. And for me, if you have that solid wrist, you can become
Yeah.
armwrestler. That the finger, the bicep, the pronator, everything just becomes much more effective when you have a really strong
Wrist work.
wrist. Yeah, yeah. If you have this joint very good, you have it. Yeah, that's what I believe. You can build everything. If here
Yeah.
is not that strong moving, I mean, you can do this probably. But some people will
Yeah.
take your hand. Uh, anyway, so I don't know. That's how it is. And if you ask my weights, um, not bad, not bad. Like 80 to 90% on my best
Okay. Good.
already, and some of them are really knocking the best. And the table is behind, probably 75%, because I just wanted to build some base. I just wanted to be some, I don't know. I wanted to be strong first physically, then do the table. But very soon, it's not that I didn't do any table, but very soon I will start doing table regularly, more and with
Right.
more serious training partners. Instead of telling people to do two hands or something,
Yeah.
I plan to do some serious trainings. The thing is, I know Arthur. I know him very well, and I know how to beat him. And to be honest, I'm the hunter. He needs to be much stronger to somehow stop me. I'm talking about the fresh matches.
Right.
And yeah, but if I'm good enough, I'm like, I know what to do. And if I can do what I need to do, and if I can apply that strong enough, it's not that easy for him, because no disrespect to him, I believe I'm better arm wrestler. When I say better, I don't mean stronger, but
Yeah.
I have like better control of everything. But of course, sometimes when you are not strong enough, it's not enough to win. We will see.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, that's good. I mean, I'm looking forward to it for sure. And the reason I asked about your son is, I feel like I'm finding new motivation through mine. His desire to train kind of motivates me. And if you got the gym in the house now, whenever he's motivated, that should provide a little bit more for you too. There's
Mm.
something about youth, and when they're just figuring things out, um, that it's different. It reminds, like, I can think back to the way I was the first year when I found arm wrestling. Totally
Mm.
obsessed. I didn't need any outside motivators. I didn't need to push myself in any way, shape, or form. Uh, and I feel like I'm kind of getting a little bit of that back from my son now, because
Mm.
he's a psychopath.
Personality. But he
Yeah,
feels like that. Yes. Now, mine is not psychopath. He's not that crazy about winning. Sometimes when the father is way too dominant, too much obsessed about winning. I was like, as an athlete, as an organizer, as a trainer. And then sometimes, I don't know, it may have some opposite effect
right.
on the son, that is just, you understand, he may think that it is like very extreme level, and then no, I want to have a little bit calmer life, not like
Yeah.
not like that, you know.
Yep. And that's always the thing. We're raising our kids, right? And we're giving them all the stuff that we didn't have. And you worry about like, well, what's the effect going to be on them, mentally, and it's so hard to predict. It's
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
interesting. The kids change their minds too. They figure things out. Their personalities change as they grow. So
I hope
yeah,
so.
it's fun. And
Anytime he needs,
hmm?
anytime he needs, all he needs to say, help me, train me. Then I'm all there, you know.
Yeah,
Yeah, and I'm still every day pushing him, like every day he finds an excuse. You understand? He's just either stomach hurts or something, and
yeah,
now
yeah,
no, I said no more excuse. You're just gonna go down and train. And I said you don't have to become armist, but as a young man,
train. Yeah,
you need
yeah,
to become someone
yeah.
healthy, strong. Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Well, so we talked about your match. What do you think about the upcoming East versus West? I know we're getting kind of close, and there's been some interviews and stuff come out, but I haven't seen a whole ton. I'm assuming their marketing push will come soon here. But I was just scrolling through the card a couple of days ago to refresh myself, and it's the card's loaded. What do you think about some of these matchups?
I think this is one of the best cards they had.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
And I feel
yeah.
like
It's
I,
one of
I
the
feel
best.
like
And about half of the matches, I had already said.
yeah,
You understand? Like Jerry versus Lalatin,
yeah,
we were setting for Baku event, and then
yeah,
Chaffee versus Sago was also set. Like that. There are many of those matches that the Daniel Ustino versus Minda was like
yeah.
there are
A,
many
a
matches
lot,
like Tatashins versus Irakli. Those were already
yeah,
set by me, and it was very good. But the rest of the card that they built also is good, very good. Yeah, very good.
yeah. So what do you think about Snesana and Elena?
I think
That's I know
I, I
Snesana
think
just
I think
destroyed.
Elena was in 55 kilo. I think she took last place or eighth place or something at the WAF, while Sinazana won the lower category.
Okay, so you think
Yeah,
that
I
may
mean,
be a
like
precursor?
Sinazana is the best left arm in 50 kilo, 110 pounds, I think. While Elin, Elena, I think she didn't do well at WAF as far as I followed, but she also has the weight advantage.
Yeah,
Uh,
weight cap 60 on this one, right? So she'll probably
yeah,
come
yeah.
in.
So she's heavier, but she is not the best in her category, while Sinazana is the best in her category. Yeah, I think it's gonna be a good match. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. What's your
yeah.
favorite match in this card?
Yeah, I gotta cut. So like I'm really interested in the Philip Larson match because of how his trajectory looks.
Hmm.
Um, and that's just kind of my own personal interest and I think he might have booked another match somewhere else, another higher level match. I forget who he's booked. I saw something, but like there's a lot of people talking about Philip Larson as like the next guy. So I'm real interested in that match and how he does. I have him as a favorite. I actually think the Petro Margaret match is going to be good um with Kanai. I think that's going to be
Yeah.
a long match. I have Kanai kind of as
The
probably a
the
favorite.
untrappable wrist versus unhookable can I? Yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
yeah. That's I think what makes it so interesting. I think it's a tough match for Petro.
Mhm.
Unless he comes in with a little bit of adjustment stylistically. I think it's going to be so hard to keep your wrist in a match against Yoshi. What do you think about
Yeah,
that?
but that's the guy that is hard to top roll.
Yeah,
Also like Marharin hand is super heavyweight size hand. I don't know if
yeah,
you ever seen him.
I have.
Yeah,
It's
yeah, yeah,
ridiculous.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's
It's
like
ridiculous.
it's
Yeah,
it's wide too. It's like
yeah, yeah, yeah,
wide, thick, fingers along everything.
yeah. It's like one size smaller than Dennis Plenko hand. Just
Yeah, yeah,
yeah, thick. And then yeah, maybe not super long, but still long. But you can
yeah.
easily say it's a super heavyweight hand size.
Right.
But my like Jerry versus Vitali. Like since I'm not the organizer anymore. Like my opinion, like that 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 match may become a nightmare, for Vitaly.
Yeah,
I'm not
yeah. I
saying
mean,
I'm not saying that Jerry is favorite or something. I still think that Vitaly may do something quick, explosive enough to just finish it right away. You understand? But
yeah,
I'm just thinking that what if he can't right away finish, and if he ends up like this position? It doesn't have to be like this, but even here, I
yeah,
mean, I have seen Dave pinning Vitaly with dead wrist.
yeah.
And of course, it was different. It was, I think, first he was starting with the back pressure, and then he was going with the dead
Right.
wrist. But Jerry is going right away here. I'm just thinking, like, like what if, like Jerry? I don't know if there is anything that Jerry hasn't experienced in his life.
Right.
Any top roller type that Jerry, Jerry has pulled against. And I also realized one thing. Like, if you ask me again, do you think that Levan couldn't beat Jerry with pure top roll? I cannot say no, he couldn't. But Levan didn't want to take the risk, and he held him low, like Hermes did it, and he beat him on his arm, like so that he
Yeah,
couldn't that press. You understand my point?
yeah,
So it's just something that
yeah,
Levan didn't take a risk. You understand?
yeah.
And no, Laletin's arm is not stronger than Levan's arm, but it is like taller for sure. But I'm just saying that if that man somehow in a strap and stops at the middle, that is gonna be something
Right.
bad for
So,
Vitaly if that man stops. Some
yeah. So
people
I think
may say some people may say that Vitaly is not gonna even let that match to go to the strap because his fingers are so strong. Just remember that um, Jerry is not gonna try to open Vitaly's hand. He will go here. As you know that even Vitaly, whenever he squeezes that thing, world record, his wrist is this position because more you go back, harder you
yeah,
because you press also with your palm. So more you
yeah,
do this, more, this is becoming a little bit weaker, not
a
as
lot.
strong as here. So, but even people with top rollers, like they were able to go to strap with Vitaly. Of course, it's not that easy. He sometimes
Right.
injures his opponent, but Jerry is not gonna try to open his fingers. Jerry is gonna go underneath, like slide in his hand.
Yeah.
And I kind of think that 80% that match is gonna go to strap.
But the interesting part, I mean, is what we saw with Hermes and Levon being able to kind of go wrist to wrist with Jerry and deny the strap. The question
Vitaly cannot
really
do that.
is, it
Vitaly cannot do that.
so a lot when I think about it and I think about the lever length being a potential disadvantage in this situation,
And he
because
doesn't
Vitaly,
have that power. He doesn't have that power. Listen,
well, he
just
has to.
because
He also
Hermes and Levan was able to do that, it doesn't mean that Vitaly can do it as
he
well.
also has to lower his angle to do it too.
Like lower
So
angle, and just remember that I don't think he has enough of the supination
supinated
part.
control. Yeah.
Yeah, to block that. And they didn't go actually inside, but they went
No,
like more like sideways. And as you said,
low,
his
low.
arm, like Alex Kurdesha is also as tall as Vitali.
Yeah,
And he tried a few things in Orlando. You were there. It
yeah,
kind of didn't work. And just remember
yeah.
another thing. If he goes that low, and then he has to pull his elbow so back, then that moment, Jerry may hook and beat him as well.
Yeah, this
You
is
know
this
what I
is
mean?
what I'm
Yeah,
thinking. This is what I'm thinking about. If there's any whole hand or supinated hand control top roll, like in order for him to do that with Jerry, he's going to have to come down. And the lower you come,
yeah,
the harder it is to internally rotate. So, like just
yeah,
anatomically, if you want, for me, my best connection for side pressure is tight and high. The lower I come and the more I open my arm angle to come down or have to tuck my elbow back, the less side pressure I have. So that's I just think it's an example of where anatomy that we usually think is an advantage for Vitaly could be a disadvantage. And Kurdecha is a good example of that too. Kurdecha's ability to control with any type of supination. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I'm always rooting for Jerry, and I'm always, those last couple of matches with Levon and Hermes, it was disappointing to me in that we didn't see the strap, or the strap early, like right away. I really wanted to see those matches. I mean, obviously, the outcome's the outcome, but I really wanted to see strap matches. So I hope this one gets to the straps and we can see.
I think it's gonna go strap. I think it's gonna go strap unless Vitaly does some type of training that he will surprise us.
Yeah.
Like I knew Hermes had that potential to do this. Levan had potential to do this, but Vitaly, I'm not sure about that. I'm not sure that he has that bottom side of hand side
Right.
pressure. I don't know if he tries that, and if he doesn't know what he's doing, like he may get hooked, because Jerry is not the type of guy that he will do it like this. If you just a little bit feel that way, he may press you that with the wrist as well.
Yeah.
One of the rounds, Gennady tried to do that, and then he just curved him and then pressed him to the center. And another thing, that when Jerry is well rested, you know what I mean, well rested.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not only training, you understand, well rested.
Yeah.
His fresh preparation is always very dangerous. If he's
Yeah.
pulling every 4 months or something, maybe a little bit, but if he didn't pull such a long time and then he is coming, then I think his body is gonna respond very well, and then I think
Yeah.
we will see. I'm still saying, I'm not saying that Jerry is gonna win. I'm just still thinking that it is a 55-45 match for Vitaly. But if anyone is
Right.
thinking, every time I said a match for Jerry, whenever I said match Jerry versus Gennady, people said, "Oh, what are you talking about?" and this. And then when Kurdecha pulled, like Kurdecha was the favorite when he was pulling against Jerry. Everyone is saying
Yeah.
that Kurdecha is ready for Levan or something at that time. They were saying. The Jerry versus Kurdecha was not a competitive one. It was just so one-sided.
Yeah, that one was a
I'm
big
not saying
surprise.
it's gonna be one-sided.
And Jerry's one of those guys who you feel like he always finds himself the underdog, because he's got such a different move and, he's pulling at such a high level. I can't remember the last time where he was a clear favorite. So I feel like that can be an advantage for him, and I think he's due for that next upset win. What do you think about?
Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of people, I think, don't like his style. That is, like, listen, what I learned last a few years from those polls, minority of the voters are voting for
who they really think
what they believe the result will be, but they are mostly voting for who they want to win.
Yeah.
So somehow Jerry is one of those guys that he doesn't have a large fan base.
Yeah.
You understand? Maybe in arm wrestling community, when I say arm wrestling community, the arm wrestlers, there are a lot of, I think that every American would support him, But with the non-arm wrestler fans, you understand? Now, I don't think he has a very large, fan base. So that is why he doesn't get the support that I think he deserves, And I respect Jerry so much. And so I think, yeah, this is a 55-45. If the match stops, then it will be nightmare. But people says that lately Laletin is very, very strong, and it will not matter. It will not matter the style.
He's significantly bigger, right?
What's that?
he's significantly bigger, right?
Yeah, yeah. But I'm just thinking he's not bigger than Levan. He's not stronger
No.
than Levan. He has his own advantages, but a general horsepower, Levan is stronger individual, my opinion. So if Levan didn't choose, he didn't. Levan didn't come there with 100% confidence. So just let me do whatever I do, and then he trained for something different. He felt like he needed. You understand? Maybe he didn't need
Yeah.
it, but he didn't take a chance. So if Levan didn't trust himself 100% about outside move, then it is very normal as to doubt that like it will be easy for Vitali. It may be easy, but if it is not, then like I would like to I would like to see that goal coming in a strap, and then like whatever we will see, we will realize. But it is not that easy, man. That's if you go in that way, and if Jerry is putting his shoulder, then like probably a building collapsing on your arm. You're just trying to hold you know hold
Yeah.
something really strong, heavy. If you miss
Yeah.
his pronator, if you don't control, you need to put him to this position, because as I said, you took his wrist. He loves it. He still has his pronation and he press it. But you
Yep.
turn here like Hermes did, like Levan did, and now your tricep is working to your losing side. If I tell you to do tricep press, now you do tricep here. Your tricep
Yep.
is not here anymore. This is something else. For tricep to go to the winning position, you need to have the pronation. You know.
Yep.
So
Yep. It's just like doing tricep push downs with a pronated grip,
yeah,
but
yeah,
doing it reverse. They're
yeah.
significantly less. And I'm not
Yeah,
sure
when you do this, you are bringing here down. You
Yep.
understand? Which is losing.
Yeah,
You
it's about
cannot
half the
you
strength.
cannot do this.
Yeah.
Understand? Yeah,
It's about half the strength when you're reversed.
yeah, yeah. But reverse, and then where you are directing is a
Yeah.
losing position. Like if I
Yeah.
tell you do tricep now, you would end up in your losing pad. You know.
Yep.
But now you do this, you don't go to losing pad, you go to the winning pad. So this is the where the key is. That's why both Levan and Hermes hold him low and then made his palm facing up. Anyways, we will see. Yeah, it is one of the it's a big risk for Vitali.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's the weird thing. Like, with having Devin on the horizon, you know, like that, the way everything transpired and then taking the Jerry match before Devin, it is a risk. There's a risk of a negative. I mean, I'm sure that the Devin and Vitali match is going to happen no matter what. But if something happens and he gets caught and loses that match, what does that do to his confidence? What does that do to his psyche coming into the hardest match of his life against Devin? So I agree. It's a very risky match, and I think that's what makes it interesting too. That outside
Mm.
chance, and then what happens to the rankings, and what happens if Jerry wins? Who does he pull? That's where it gets interesting because a
I
lot of
think if Jerry wins, I think he has been asking for a rematch with Hermes.
okay,
This is what I know.
I like that.
Yeah,
So
this is what Jerry has been asking. But if Jerry beats Vitali, Jerry for sure earns that match. I think at
right.
some point, yeah, all these matches need to happen. By the way, Paul, I feel strong. I don't know why. Seriously, I feel my joints, tendons, everything really strong.
How's it? Any pain? Any pain?
There are some
Issues?
pain. The thing is, about 3 weeks ago, like somehow when I was training with very strong hook puller, um, and I haven't been doing this hook for like with right arm maybe 20 years. And then I turn in and I start pressing, and he was struggling like this. I was like, what's happening? I'm able to press, and he is not hurting. I was like,
Yeah,
what? And then I start doing it, and then I heard that the small click. I said I shouldn't do that.
yeah,
Like not at the beginning. You need to go with the lighter
yeah.
guys, stronger, stronger. Just because I didn't have pain, but he was very effective when I was pressing.
Well,
He was just really like he's very strong in hook. And
yeah. Maybe everything healed up. You know what I mean? I
I
think what
healed up, but
happened.
now it hurts again. It hurts again.
Yeah, but
but
where does it hurt? Where does it hurt? Where's your pain? Is it outside here or is
no,
it
no,
stuck
no,
in
no.
the elbow?
The click,
Okay.
click came from here. Yeah, yeah.
After the
But
punch.
yesterday I trained and pain was less. So if I'm careful, you know how it is when you are just so happy that 20 years it hurts and then now it's not hurting. I was like,
Yeah.
wow, yeah, let me do more, more. And then yeah, it's just mistake, you
I,
know.
I've said a couple times now, I think the most interesting thing that I've gotten from adapting my training towards like the conjugate stuff and the stuff that Hutchins does, the
Mm,
strangest part of it is, I'm doing all this max effort stuff. I'm doing like crazy side pressure, like putting
mm,
my red line in myself. And I was concerned that I was going to damage my elbow. For years, I didn't train this way because I was concerned I would damage my elbow. But the opposite happened. It conditioned it. So I think, doing the max effort, but then also doing isometrics and doing speed stuff and volume has now conditioned my elbow to where
yes,
even
yes.
though I am redlining it at least twice a week, it recovers so much quicker. There's pain, but there's not structural damaging pain.
Yeah. Whenever you build something there, it is your elbow is more protected when you
Yeah,
are arm wrestling because I mean you build something there. You
yeah,
understand? So it is like I think that it is very necessary to get stronger in those areas with controlled pressure
yeah,
than uncontrolled, during the training suddenly you understand. But
yeah.
whenever you build something, so you are already strong and in the trainings, it is becoming harder to get injured. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
structural integrity. And I think that's what we see with Hutchins. Like doing this conjugate method for 20 years, the
Mhm.
guy's built bulletproof elbows and joints. You know, he tells me he doesn't feel any pain, doesn't feel any pain in practice, doesn't feel any like he needs no stem cells. He's all
Mhm.
good. And I think that's just years of conditioning.
Mhm. Mhm. Mhm.
So what do you think, coming back to weight classes that I follow a little bit closer than the super heavyweights? What do you think about Nugo and Oleg Petrenko? That to me is a really interesting
Tough,
one.
tough match, tough match. Yeah, it's a very
Like
tough.
if you had to spit out who you think the favorite is without breaking it down, you're like, well, the first thing comes to your mind, who's the favorite?
You know, whenever you are picturing the guys in your head, you always underestimate Nugo. He's
I
not a big guy. He's not a big guy. You just think that it's not possible. But whenever he performs, you remember when Matt told him that you are stronger than what I thought during the match.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah,
So, but that is exactly, like unless you feel that power, I don't think that you can imagine that by
yeah,
watching him. You understand?
yeah,
Yeah, but you can little bit imagine whenever you see the weights that he is lifting, you
yeah,
understand that size and the power the guy had like are not like matching.
yeah,
You know, you understand
yeah.
the size. You can't imagine that guy is generating that power. But he is. But from other side, Petrenko is very very strong guy, and since Nugo is not super tall. Nugo doesn't have huge hands. I think that it will be comfortable for Petrenko to get a grip and apply the power he has. Will he
Yeah.
be will he be strong enough? I don't know. But I don't think that it will be an easy match. I don't
No, I don't think
I
so
don't know.
either.
Yeah.
I actually think it's a really even, interesting match. Now it could go 3-0,
Yeah,
but
but there is
I
there
think
is
if
one
it
one
goes
other this there is one disadvantage Nugo has, but he has a super match with Frank 2 weeks before this.
right,
Yeah.
right,
So we don't know what kind of effect that match will have, on
right.
him psychologically and physically. But I think he will recover. Let's see how hard that will be, and then we will we will realize, um, Yeah.
Yeah, I think a lot of that one comes down to like Petrenko's fingers, how strong his fingers are, how strong his riser is. I have not pulled Petrenko on the right, but from everything that I've watched these previous matches, I believe his fingers are very strong. So I think a
Mm.
lot of it's going to come down to riser integrity and how much containment he's going to have with his fingers because he'll have a slight forearm lever length advantage, but we saw what Nugo did with Matt Mask when the minute Matt drops his riser, Nugo
Mm.
takes everything. So I mean, I think Nugo is like I like both of these guys. I like Petrenko a lot, like the way he carries himself. He's an amazing athlete. But Nugo is like a trending dude. Like he is trending this way as far as performance, and he's also trending too. Like he is very easy to get behind, kind of the way he does things and all that fiery energy. I think
Mm.
he's like, he's a natural born star.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that category, there is Malharins, there is Kanai, like Kanai versus Hataching smash. I will never forget, And
Yeah.
I was telling people were saying, "Ah, come on, Engin, why you said this match or that?" Like, there are countless examples that, like that match, Kanai versus Todd, was like, I will never forget about that match. Never,
Right.
never. It was
Well, and
incredible match.
the thing, like, not knowing as much about Kanai, but doing a little bit of research, when that match was proposed, and I started looking up Yoshi a little bit more, it made me think, like, okay, we're talking about one of the best open top rollers ever. So we don't know what shape he's in, but we know if he can set that open top roll, that has been a problem for Todd in the past. And I go back to the times where you see Todd pull Michael Todd.
Yeah,
And
Michael Todd, Grumbat.
yeah, and even when Michael isn't in his best form, he still seems to have Todd's card, just stylistically. That Todd can't really figure it out. Where he can, I believe Todd can pull with any super heavyweight in the hook. Like he's close with almost everyone on the planet. But
Not
that
sure about that
definitely
because I seen 105 kilo that he can beat him in hook.
right. But
Yeah,
I
I
also
don't think
think
like
that
if you
comes
put
in
him
that
against
same category.
Morozov just is in good shape or this Zaranov is in good shape, I don't think he will be in a match for them.
Oh
I
man,
think that
yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I've learned not to count that guy out in the hook. If somebody wants to voluntarily go there with him,
I don't
it's
know. I
it's
need to see that. I need to see that. I
yeah,
don't I don't I don't I don't I don't believe that. I don't believe that like hook versus hook. If Darikan is beating Kat, 105 kilo Darikan, and Darikan is not known with his super hook with right arm. He's not bad. He's good, but he mostly like side pressure. And he brought Todd from losing position from here, and he brought him back to
yeah.
that.
That was the most
Like,
important, or that was the most impressive aspect of it. We also
yeah,
didn't see the strap involved in that match too, which I think also plays into Todd's hand. So I think Todd is close to Jody Khan, and I
no,
think
no, it was close. But Darikan,
yeah,
I don't see Darikan like doing anything to Morozov if Morozov in shape, and then they go inside. There is no way. No way. I'm not talking about left arm that he can. I'm talking
yeah,
about right arm that he can inside with Morozov. I don't see any. I mean, especially the Morozov I saw against Vitaly. Of course, he was left arm, but that shape was incredible. Yeah, I think that like that was as heavy as Todd could get, 105
yeah.
category. So imagine if that again is 115 kilo instead of 105. Or if that again is 120 kilo, then it would be even much probably easier, in my opinion. But
Now
95 kilo,
based off
105
of
kilo,
this
I agree with you. 105, 95 kilo Tatsuk, yeah, up there, with anyone.
based off of Chaffee and Todd's last match, where do you think the results of that match puts Dave compared to Ibrahim?
Compared to,
So when you take into account
I
Todd,
mean,
Todd his match with Hutchings.
Yeah,
Hutchings came back.
the truth is, I thought that match would be harder. I thought it would be harder
I did
because
too.
we see usually 125 kilo Dave Chaffee, and
Yes.
now he went down to 115, and I saw him. He was like thinner, than the Dave that we are used to.
Right.
And so I thought it would be like it, but it is not that easy because Dave's wrist is strong enough to handle. Dave loses his wrist, but usually against really
Dominant top or super heavy.
super heavyweight guys. So
Yeah, but that's what we have to think about coming into this match with Sagov having such a great shoulder roll press.
yeah, but I have seen Dave Chaffee losing against Kamil, and he was super heavyweight, Dave Chaffee, and of course Kamil is strong, but I don't think that Kamil was as strong as he is today. I think now Kamil is stronger than that time, but even then he was able to beat Dave. So that is that is a very risky match for
Yeah.
Dave. Yeah, he if he cannot control Sago's pronator, the one that we were talking about,
Mhm.
this or this, I kind of feel that, especially in a fresh match, possibility of him taking Sago's wrist is more than 50%. But I have seen Sago pressing this way as well.
Yeah.
Which
Yeah.
so
I don't think he has the same connection with his flop as he does with his supinated shoulder roll though. It doesn't seem like he does.
I mean, he can, he can do it. And I don't know how the endurance of Dave will be at 115 kilo. We saw that his explosiveness is still there. And I don't know if Dave can do a long match against a strong deadlift shoulder
So
press.
Dave lost the weight. Dave didn't water cut the weight. So Dave just cleaned up his diet and
Yes.
I think this is a scenario, and maybe this is just me rooting for my buddy, but I believe that this is where Dave's weight should be. I think that's actually Dave's sweet spot. We have not seen Dave compete outside the super heavyweights in a very, very long time.
But we can't
And
say that losing 22 pounds and not losing any horsepower. I think he
well,
lost.
it depends. When Dave's 270, 275, and he's carrying excess body fat to be that, I do think with the proper training and diet, like increased protein intake, all these other things, you can effectively lose weight and keep arm wrestling specific strength. I know when I lose weight, a lot of
But
times,
yes, but the horsepower, I'm not sure about that.
well,
Like
that's what we got to see.
if you would tell me that super heavyweight Dave versus Sago, then I would say Dave. And if you say 115 versus 115, I give edge to like 53-47 to Sago.
There. Hey, and there's value in cleaning up your diet and everything. You clean your diet up, your inflammation starts to go away. All of a sudden, you feel younger. You look in the mirror, you look good. You got abs. There's confidence that comes along with that. Look good, feel good.
Anyone,
Eat
I
good.
would putting confidence on the like those apps, just.
Yeah, yeah.
I know some
It's
athletes do, but yeah,
psychological.
I mean, I care about what is here more than what's down there, on the
Yeah.
stomach muscles.
There are intangible aspects though. There are definitely intangible aspects to competition. The psychological aspect. I don't know. Again, maybe I'm just rooting for my buddy.
No,
But
no,
I
there is nothing more normal than you are rooting for him. And hey, like Dave Chaffee is a good friend of mine. Like
yeah,
we have mutual respect. I
yeah.
to him and his family, to this side mutual, and I have nothing except positive experience with Dave, as an organizer and athlete.
Do you
But
think?
I just think that I
Let
just
me
I
ask
just
you this. as far
I
as
just don't know if he can like the all day that holds and then controls your
right.
pronator and drags, that day stylistically would be much more dangerous to Sago
So
than
that's my question.
the pronating one. But once you
That's
pronate,
my question. That's my
yeah,
question. What do you think it gives him the most likely path to victory? Is it one where he gets a deep cup and he's actually turned in with a little pronation, or the Dave that comes in and cups a little bit and pronates hard? To me, that
okay. The thing is, for almost 10 years, this guy is pulling with outside.
yep,
Almost 10 years. So it is not that easy it to come as effective as it was 10 years ago. And the second of all, his outside move is how to say when you are using your pronators like arm wrestling specific muscle groups, weight loss affects that less. It's like a forearm thing,
yeah,
you know.
yeah,
But the other one that this one is more about horsepower that you would
yeah.
prefer to
Shoulder
be.
pad,
Yeah,
bicep,
yeah.
everything.
Everything you want to be stronger, more horsepower, you know. So when he's going down to 115 kilo, if he goes that drag, you know, hook type of way, then he may not be strong enough to finish this. Just opinion. I think he has more chance to take Sago's wrist, but then the concern is can he finish it if Sago is pressing that way? Can he put? I didn't like the way he ended up as a position against Kami when he went that way and then Kami
Yep.
pressed and then he opened that way. You understand? So anything in a defensive way like this may not result. He may not bring his hand back to this side once the guy put the shoulders because Dave is not master about pulling. If he is a master, I don't know, but I don't
Yeah.
know that if he's a master. Like he had some hard time when also Lalesin did a few rounds first time when they pull. You understand? So I don't think that Dave is a powerful defensive puller against deadlift specialists. You understand? To work his way and then come back and maybe he work on that. But if
But
he
what's
wants
your
to win, he needs to go to the winning side with the goal.
yeah
He needs
control
to
setting?
yeah, because if the opponent puts shoulder behind,
Yep.
then it may not come anymore. But
He's
if
got
you
to.
just with the goal, if you just pass the shoulder stays here and the hand comes here,
Yep.
then yeah, then he cannot really. But he needs to like rely on his arm power only. But if the hand is here and then put this one, then the joint is
Yep.
here. You know what I mean?
So what do you think? If you had to speculate, how much do you think Sagov has improved since the Reno match?
I mean, nobody can be at that level and improve like crazy without weight gain. You understand?
Yeah.
So I think maximum just say 2-3%. This is
Okay.
what I but just um
How
if
much weight's he going to have to cut? How much weight? What does he walk
I
around
have
with?
no idea. I'm not following the
That,
notice anymore.
that's
Yeah,
what
yeah.
I just noted. The recent pictures I seen of him, the guy looks big, big. And
Uh, I don't know.
before I first met Ibrahim, and like just seeing him on different matches and things he was on the internet, I had no idea how large of a human being he is, like how tall he is stature wise. So like that's a guy I feel like who can be a super heavyweight
Have
if
you
he
been in the
decides to.
same event with him?
Yes, multiple times. Yeah.
Ah, okay. Yeah.
Hmm.
So yeah, I think he can be a super heavyweight, as you said, you
Yeah.
know. And but do you realize that once he put the shoulder behind,
Mhm.
he pressed Reno like
Yeah.
this, like this. So Reno
Yeah.
did that little bit like he opened his bicep, you know, like
Yeah.
with the like a drag, you know, and then he was able to stop him. But once he put the shoulder, and just believe me, Reno is also very very good puller. One more mistake, then he would have lost. Just
Yeah.
that super match. If he was a little bit late. So I think that not many people can handle that Sago's shoulder press as Gennady ended up. I'm sure Gennady lost some power by losing the weight, but we will see. We will see. Yeah, I think that 53-47. For Sago, I kind of feel this is more.
Okay. So you have Sago as the favorite?
By
A
a
little bit.
little, yeah, a little bit, not heavily, not heavily. It can go that way, this way. I'm just thinking about who, as I said, if you bring the 10 years ago, Dave Chaffee here is totally different thing. Like even Dennis Sipenko had hard time with him, very hard time with him. But he's not pulling that way anymore. And
Mhm.
I don't know if he's capable of doing that today. And if he does, can he prepare in such a short time? Because even against Takashi, we saw outside move. We didn't see that's the dragon. So we will see.
Yeah. Well, speaking of Hutchings, what do you think about the third iteration of Hutchings and Irakli?
To be honest, the lighting in Tbilisi wasn't good. And there were some really referees missed some serious elbow fouls. If it was a little bit jump or something, yes, but I disagree with Todd about just like Irakli whining or something. I mean, if your elbow is getting up like at least 2-3 inches and then you take the risk, we all know that it's a huge advantage. And no disrespect to Todd, he beat Irakli. The first super match were fair and square. Second time, um, I cannot say anything like he won. Yes, but I think that this if Iraqi is asking for this match, I think he has valid reason for that. But I don't know how this will end up. If Iraqi is pulling in the same exact way, if he's still so much relying on those bicep curls, like I can, like, he may be disappointed if he's not really, if he doesn't understand like what needs to be done to beat um Todd, then yeah, but I don't think it will be an easy match, Paul. I think for sure it will be tougher than previous two matches, for sure.
Well, I mean,
But
if you're asking for the third iteration, then you're
uh,
pretty much obligated to bring a better form, right? If you're the
yeah,
guy saying I need another rematch,
according to Irakli, that Tbilisi match wasn't fair, and
yeah,
and so he probably is thinking that even in that shape he would beat. Maybe he's thinking that way, but I still wouldn't be uh, sure if I were him if he's thinking that the only problem is that the Taz's elbow being up from the pad, so much. Yes, that is a problem. But then if he thinks that that is the only thing that will make the difference, he may be disappointed if he doesn't prepare what he needs to prepare. If he didn't take
right.
any lesson from that match or previous match, I will tell you something. It is very, very hard to beat Todd without controlling his tornado. It's very,
Yep.
very hard. My
And his
opinion,
tornado has gotten so good. His
yeah,
pronation has
yeah,
gotten so
yeah,
good.
yeah. Listen, listen. If you cannot control his tornado, why do you think that Dadikan beat him? Because Dadikan has incredible hand and wrist that
Yep.
Todd didn't even dare to even go to strap. He felt it
Yep.
already, and he had to go inside. So if you don't control this guy's tornado, do you know what it means? It means that you don't have wrist control. Even your wrist is like this, it doesn't matter because you didn't actually control there. You are just
Yep.
holding it, but you don't have any control. So it means that it is your pronator versus Taz pronator. Okay, that's good. You both have that. So you both can do the side pressure. But can you beat him with the side pressure? Well,
Right.
what is your advantage? What's your advantage? What's your advantage? You
Yeah,
take his wrist,
it's
and then he pronates, and he little bit takes your wrist.
yeah,
So are
yeah.
you okay?
It's a
Like who wants
trap.
to pull? Who wants to pull Tatashi in this position? Who wants to pull?
It's a
Even John
trap.
Burton does. Nobody. You need to control here, full hand control, and then you may beat him. But in such position, like who like is there anyone 95 kilos says that I have better side pressure than Tatashi? Not sure if anyone in 105 kilo can say that. So
Yeah,
how is it 95? So if Iraqi wants to do something, he needs to have this here. If not, if both are like this, he better be very, very strong so that he can keep him that position so he can put his shoulder. But
yeah,
you are not strong enough, if Todd stretches you that way, if Todd is like winning position and you are like this, you can't put your shoulder. So at least you need to, even you cannot pin him with side pressure, you need to hold him at the neutral position. So at least you can put in one of those rounds in Tbilisi,
yep,
Irakli pin him with the dead wrist. Irakli is capable of that. If Irakli puts his shoulder behind, there is a big possibility he's gonna press. He's gonna
yeah,
press
yeah.
Todd.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we've seen it before, and we've also seen him do it to John. Like
John, yeah,
he
yeah,
has it.
yeah,
You just got to get in position.
yeah. So basically, my opinion, it's 50-50 match because I don't think that he's gonna come there in same shape.
He can't.
And
That's what I'm saying. If you as a human being ask for another rematch and you're given it, you're obligated now to bring a better form. So I'm absolutely sure Rackley's going to be another step above where he was last time. He has to be. He has to.
and if the match is like if there are no doubtful calls or something, mistakes or something, and then if he's one step above what he was, then we can expect a very tough match.
Speaking of three-peat matches, what about Gabby and Barbora?
Left arm. Whenever I said the Barbara versus Gabriela first time when Barbara won, and the first thing Barbara asked me was to set a left arm world title because left arm world title is with Gabriela. And then in the King of the Table 13, they pull again right arm. And and
Yeah,
it was
sorry.
no problem. It was I was expecting Barbara to win more comfortable, but Gabriela showed why she's a legend, and she again gave Barbara a very tough match in Atlantic City. So I think I don't exactly know. I don't exactly know where their left arm is, but I still expect a tough match. But I don't know who. I didn't see Barbara, as far as I remember, any left arm match, super match.
Yeah,
And
that's what I mean. I don't know what her level is.
I know. I mean, she's very, very strong, no doubt. Especially if she's asking for a left arm match as well. Then I'm sure that she's very, very strong. But we will see. We will see. But I am speaking of the woman arm wrestling that like very, very interesting. Did you see the Kazakh girl that hook and beat Fia?
Yeah, yeah.
I was like, what the hell? And then do you know what's interesting I found out? You will not believe.
Mm.
That girl lost the youth competition some days ago.
That's wild.
In,
So that means
yeah,
somebody out there is better than her.
yeah. No, that's interesting. She lost to
Yeah.
Georgia, and the Georgian, I think, as far as I'm told, that competed seniors, she didn't do well, while Kazakh won the gold.
Wow.
That's
Wow.
interesting. If before the match, if I was someone who would be gambling, which is against my belief, I would. If somebody said, "Hey, this girl is pulling FIA now, $100,000," if I had, would you put on FIA? I would say, "Yeah, yeah, let's go." And then I
Right.
would I would lose that money. Because I was thinking that nobody at the weight can beat Fia, especially a junior who took second only 1 week before this event and beating Fia. Wow, interesting.
Yeah, yeah, it's wild. I mean, but it's, you got a junior, which that speaks volumes for the growth of arm wrestling too.
Oh yeah, yeah. Paul, I feel good.
Yeah.
Something's happening. Seriously. Do you know what I do? Um, those some, I don't know how you call this. Like there is some like typo you put on the bed or on the floor with the plastics, but they're like sticky. So you lay on it. It helps your back pain. You understand?
Okay.
It is like it is not needle, but it is just plastic. But like so many of them, you lay on it, so
Okay.
probably it makes the blood circulation. You understand? It's like a
Okay.
acupuncture effect. You understand? And
Yeah.
it helps my back to lay on it. And then what I did that some days ago, I started to put my arm on it and then press where it's hurting. And I put here, this side, I put it and then press it just while watching TV. And then here, I press it.
Uh,
And then somehow the pain is gone. And yesterday I trained, pain was less than before. There was a pain. You remember I told you it clicked my
yeah.
elbow? And then now it feels better somehow. I don't know.
Yeah.
So, but why would
Good.
it not affect
Good.
my arm if it is affecting my back?
They say a lot of pain, like you talk about elbow pain.
Hmm.
Storm and I talk about it all the time. We talk to like chiropractors and physiotherapists and stuff. A lot of lower arm pain can come from your spinal cord or from your shoulder.
Hmm.
So, and like I believe a lot of time when my shoulder is unhealthy, my elbow usually matches it. So, and it
Hmm.
could be inner and outer. It's weird. A lot of things come from the spine and through that shoulder joint. So
Hmm.
many nerve endings running through it. But that's the importance of keeping everything aligned, And it's tricky. The older we get, it's harder. It's still harder. It's so
Yeah,
much
but
harder to stay healthy.
I kind of miss it, and then I feel strong. I don't know why.
Mhm.
Maybe I feel strong, and I will just go there, and Arthur is just gonna destroy me. But somehow I feel good. Do you know what is wrong with me? Like I have that confidence that like I'm like about the coordination of the muscle groups. I kind of feel myself very good level. That is how I feel. And I feel like if I am healthy and if I can train without pain and if I'm in my best shape, I kind of feel that anyone who weighs as much as I do, um, I think I kind of feel I have a good chance. It
So,
doesn't
so
matter.
what you're saying is this isn't your retirement match.
Yeah. No, it's not what I'm saying. Listen. Like I'm telling you,
Yeah,
maybe I'm imagining, maybe you'll just come and then
yeah,
easily 3 times beat me. But that's not how
yeah,
I feel. That's not how I feel. I feel
yeah,
like I'm not ready yet, but just give me 1 week just to rest. 1 week
yeah.
rest. Let us pull that the single round, the beginning, will be still very hard for him. But I don't think I have endurance to do that 3 times. So, but as I told you that I will start doing more and more table from now on to transfer the power to the table. And then I know exactly what I need to do. Exactly. Exactly. Better not say, but I know exactly. And he knows
Yeah,
it.
yeah, yeah. Don't
Yeah.
need to be careful. And what's the date on that again?
Most
The
likely
date on it?
this December 6th. Most likely.
December 6th. Okay.
Most likely. Yeah. And I don't know. Maybe he's incredible right now. I won't be able to touch him. Yeah, a lot of
We'll
people
find
says
it
that
out.
Engin is gonna destroy you. I put a
Yeah.
heart there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I kind of want everyone to think that he's gonna destroy me.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
how
I
I
mean,
want.
it's good to be the underdog, man. It is good to be the underdog. It is good.
Underdog for those people. For me, I don't know. I doesn't look big yet, but it will be big soon.
I love it. Love it. Love it.
Important is the how you feel the tendons and the joints. Normally, my elbow feels so weak that when somebody is pressing, I try to get away to not
Yeah,
to have that pressure on the joint. Now I
yeah,
want to open my hand and someone to put pressure, and then I
yeah.
want to stay there, and then my elbow to. I feel that good. The joints very good. We will see, Paul. It's important match
Good
for me.
deal.
Very important.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so we got November 1st, the East versus West, the EBW Sports. Guys, get your pay-per-view, and then look forward to Hangen's quote unquote retirement match, which is bull.
Well, what does
Uh,
that mean? What does that mean?
parentheses, retirement match, parentheses.
So,
Yeah.
so you don't
meaning,
you don't think so?
meaning you're not actually retiring. That's just your comeback match. And then we'll see what happens
Why
after
why
that.
why 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 do you think that way? Why do you think that way?
Because I already know. I already know.
But how can you know that if you like if the guy comes and destroys me like
Yeah. Well, we'll see. We'll see. I'll say I told you so 2 years from now when you've had 3 matches.
but so okay let me be okay let me ask you clearly you think I have chance to win?
Yeah. And I think whether you win or don't win, you're still gonna get another, you're still gonna take another match.
No
We'll see.
no
I'll tell you I told you so when you do.
yeah okay if I ask you a question
Yeah.
would you 100% honestly answer me?
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah. Shoot.
What is my winning chance? It is
I
80
think
kilo,
80
176
kilo.
pounds. Huh?
If you can make 80 kilo healthy, if you can make it healthy,
Yeah.
and I'm making the Vegas odds, right? I'm just an odds maker. It's not my opinion. If I'm just looking from an outside standpoint, I make you an underdog about 55-45.
I'm
And that,
underdog. I'm underdog.
yes,
Okay, that's
I'm
good.
making you an underdog.
Yeah.
I'm making you the underdog. And that's Vegas odds because I believe that's how the bets would come in. I think that people betting actual money would look at Arthur's recent matches and your layoff, and they would put more money would come in on him. Now
Yeah,
that
yeah, but
doesn't
there is
mean,
no betting on my match.
yeah, no, I'm just saying,
Yeah.
if this was like, let's say it was Vegas, like Vegas, it's a boxing match. Let's say it's a
Yeah.
boxing match, and the odds makers are making the odds basically with a slight prediction as to how they think the bets are going to come in, because a lot of that's what it's based off of. They'd make you an underdog, probably 45. That's what I think.
Mhm.
So
I'm just yes, people who are betting, yes, but as an arm wrestler, Paul, where
yeah,
how do you see me losing that match? Me being top rope or me being hooked or anything else like more gray than this
I
black and
think
white?
I think in order for you to lose, in order for Arthur to win the match, he has to gain a certain degree of wrist flexion. So losing the match for you would require you initially, most likely right off the go, having lost a couple degrees of pronation. So I think a
Me
lot of
losing
that,
pronation?
yes, in order for Arthur to beat you, he's got to get a little control of your pronator. And the question is, can he do that? And where's your pronator?
Mm,
That's my thought. He
yeah.
relies so heavily on being in such a tight hook, but he often pulls with his elbow kind of outside of his shoulder, which I
Mm,
think could put his wrist at risk if
mm.
if he can't gain flexion off of the initial go. So to me, I think, and obviously that's not any rocket science. Doesn't take a rocket scientist to know. Yeah, that's what you'll need. That's what
Yeah.
you'll need.
You see that his hand slided from my hand and it is in strap and even slided from my thumb. It's not even
Yep.
holding my thumb, you know.
Yep.
It is because of the pronation pressure.
Yep.
I my my I don't know. We will see, but pronation We will see. We will see. I will train, but pronation was the most comfortable part when I pull with him.
Right.
First time when I pulled him and he won, I lost so much weight. I lost like 25 pounds or something in like
That's the other factor, and I think that's the intangible factor that is going to play into how do you
this
handle
time. No, I'm not making that mistake. This time I'll need to lose only 13 pounds and I have
Yeah,
more than 2 months. That time,
yeah,
4 weeks, I lost about 25 pounds. And even though I lost all those weight, I made a mistake. I thought that he wouldn't go outside. But when I made the preparation, I did a good homework. Round one, he just jumped, and whenever I hit his hand, like it was like maximum like 70% of my pronation, his wrists. What I felt here, you understand? Like if 100 needed to turn here, the round one, I felt like maximum 70 there. And then I was like, wow, how easy. And then whenever I tried to pin him, and whenever he moved his elbow back with the dragon, that, and then my wrist was like moving like this, and then that's how I lost. But whenever we pull second time, I train only here. And I said, I don't need any more coronation. And I was right. And then that is round two. When I beat him, I tore my bicep. And this time, I kind of, all I need is just here. When I'm pressing, if this wrist is not going back, it's handling,
yeah.
then the pronation will handle. But listen, I may be mistaken. It was 4.5 years ago. Arthur of that time and Arthur of today,
That's what
maybe
I'm saying.
two different guys, two different guys.
These are
Because
factors.
I know that Mindagos is much stronger now, but he beat Mindagos 4-0.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
maybe, did you see the finals of the WAF?
No,
Like Prokopchuk was just like doing back pressure with a very strong Georgian guy, and with the top roll with right arm, he beat him. And whenever he tried to top roll Arthur round one, and Arthur just like side pressed him with the like a supination, and then it was the easiest round that he won that night. He won 4-1. So probably I'm mistaken. Probably I'm mistaken with the feeling comfortable. You will see. You will see.
sounds good. Hey, it
Yeah.
was great to talk to you. I got to go
Yeah.
feed these
Same.
puppies. They're making noise. I got a whole
Yeah.
bunch
Yeah.
of
Yeah.
to add to all my stuff that I got going on. I got 7
Yeah.
newborn puppies, and I got to feed them and bottle feed half of them. So
Thank you for your time, Paul. And it was
yeah,
nice to talk with you. And keep in touch, my friend.
yeah. You too. Stay blessed, Ang, and I'll be looking forward to it.
Yeah. Take care.
Yep.